Hello everyone, Beitske here. Welcome back to a new video. I'm gonna be doing a Q&A this week. So I've asked you all to send me some questions on my social media. Got them here on my phone, so I'm gonna try to answer most of them. First question is, when you don't race, how do you relax? Well, I spend a lot of time of my time racing, obviously in real life, but also on my simulator. But yeah, when I'm not racing, I like to enjoy spending some time with my friends and family, just relaxing, cooking. I enjoy cooking with them, and yeah, just some downtime. I like to be outside if the weather is nice, maybe go on the lake, and yeah, that's how I spend most of my time when I'm home. If I get the chance to race Indycar or NASCAR, would I do that? Definitely, yes. Indycar is a big dream of mine. I would love to try out the car and race there one day. So I would definitely say yes to that. NASCAR I know a little bit less about, but yeah, I would definitely like to try as well and see how it goes. But yeah, going to the US and race there is definitely a very cool place. So yeah, I would love to try that one day. How is it to work with Pipa? I mean, we have never worked together before. I've met her before when I did a race in Daytona. She is a very nice girl, and I know she's very quick as well. So we're gonna be working together this weekend at the 24-hour Nürburgring. So I'm looking forward to that, and I think we can be a very strong team together. How many languages do you speak? I speak a few. I wish I could speak every language in the world. I mean, I never like it when I'm around people and they speak another language which I can't understand. But yeah, I mean, I obviously speak Dutch, English, German, not perfectly, but I'm trying to improve that. And then here where I live, they speak a different language as well called Fries. I understand nearly everything. My mom has been speaking to me in that language my whole life, and my whole family speaks it. But most of the time I answer in Dutch. My sister does the same. So maybe it sounds weird from the outside if my mom speaks to us in Fries and we answer in Dutch. But yeah, that's how it mostly goes. But yeah, I understand everything in that language. And I lived in Barcelona for a while, for a year and a half when I raced World Series. And I picked up a bit of Spanish there. So I still understand a bit. But yeah, as I'm not speaking that very often anymore, it's quite difficult to keep it up. So speaking is quite difficult. This is a good one. Who is your favorite zwager? Zwager means brother-in-law, so obviously it's quite clear who asked this question. But yes, Bram, you are my favorite brother-in-law. Do I like pizza? I do. I enjoy pizza. Italian food is actually my favorite food, so yeah, I definitely enjoy pizza. But I have to say I enjoy pasta a little bit more over pizza. But yeah, I in general like all of the Italian food. So, what has been the proudest moment of your career? Ooh, to pick one here is quite difficult, but I think I have several one. I remember one in karting, where in 2010, my first year in shifter cars, and at the beginning of the year, a lot of people said, yeah, you can't put a young girl like that in shifters, it's too heavy, it's too big of a step, because I was 14 at the beginning of the season. But then we had the European Championships in France, and I was quickest all weekend. I put it on pole, and I won the first final. So yeah, that's definitely one of my proudest moments. And then yeah, in cars, quite a few as well, but I think in 2012 there I had my second race weekend in Formula 4. In qualifying I had a big crash where yeah, well, I crashed in the wall without brakes, and I spent the night in the hospital. And then I came back the next day and I won the race. And a couple of days later it turned out that I had actually broken my back. So I think that was a very proud moment for me as well, for my first victory in Formula cars. And also in 2017, my first race with BMW, together with Dennis, who was my teammate back then. We won our first race racing for BMW and our first race in GT4, so that was pretty special as well. And the last win last year in Singapore. We've been through a very tough time in 2021, and last year we were going upwards quite quickly, and then we won the last race of the season at Singapore, which is a very cool track, and winning the last race of the season is always a good way to end. So yeah, it's difficult to pick one, but these few victories are definitely up there. What's the best track car combi you have driven? Well, the best car is easy. That's the World Series. That's a very quick car. It's not racing anymore now, but in terms of speed you can compare it with Formula 2. So yeah, the field was very strong as well, so that's definitely the best car I've driven. In terms of the best track, in general I like tracks which are flowing, where you have to be in a good rhythm, where you have corners that you need to combine. So I'm a big fan of Portimao. I like Barcelona. Driving Monaco in the World Series car is also something very special. Yeah, I think I'm actually the only person in the world that likes this track, but I like Lausitzring. It's pretty tricky. It's very bumpy. So you need to be very precise there with your driving. But yeah, I enjoy that track, and obviously Singapore. I mean, in general drivers say they like tracks when they are quick, but yeah, Singapore is also very cool. Yeah, street tracks in general I enjoy, because you can't afford really to make any mistakes, and yeah, that makes it a special feeling. When did I start with motorsport? I started when I was 5 years old. I think most professional racing drivers started at a very young age, because yeah, back in karting is where you learn all the basics. I grew up in a family which was where I was surrounded by cars. My parents used to have a car dealership, so I was always riding around those little step bikes, step cars around the showroom. And since I was 3 years old, I have been begging my parents that I wanted to start go-karting. They thought I was a bit too young back then, but yeah, when I was 5 I got a go-kart for my birthday. And yeah, I fell in love with racing straight away, and I still am now. Next question. What car do I drive privately? So I have a BMW 1 Series. I've had this car since I've been 18. So I have it for 10 years now, and I still enjoy it. So yeah, I'm happy with my car. Do I prefer endurance or sprint races? Can I just say I like both? I mean, they're very different. In sprint races it is usually just yourself in the car, so you can really set up the car to your own liking, and it's flat out the whole race. You don't have to take care of anything, which is always very cool to do. Endurance is very different. You're most of the time sharing a car with others. Like now at the Nürburgring, and well, luckily we can move the pedals and steering wheel in our GT4, so that makes it a bit easier if you have a height difference between drivers. So yeah, we all have our own seat, which we change during the pit stop. I mean, the insert of the seat. And yeah, you have to work together with your teammates to find a compromise, because every driver has a little bit of a different driving style. But yeah, we need to work together to find the best setup that we will be quick, all of us. And yeah, then during the race you have many different factors as well, like you need to take care of the traffic with different classes, you have to take care of your fuel, your tires, and racing in the night, so which is all also very cool things to do. So ideally I'd like to do both. Do you play any sim racing games at home, and if so, which games? Yes, I am a sim racer for a BS competition. I've got my simulator upstairs and I spend a lot of time on there. Mostly I do iRacing, and sometimes I do R-Factor as well, like for Virtual Le Mans, and I recently tried Transport. But yeah, mostly I'm on iRacing, and I use it to prepare for my races, but also just to do sim races online, which are really fun to do. And yeah, most of the time I stream my races on Twitch as well. So yeah, I'm spending a lot of time on my simulator. So yeah, these were most of the questions you've asked. I hope you enjoyed this video again, and thank you for watching. And then I'll see you next week for a new video.